Hi everyone, we wanted to bring Andy Kahn in from Crime Stoppers to talk about Elizabeth Barraza's murder. Andy, what is it about this case? It's gotten national attention.
It's got national attention. You can see I'm also wearing a shirt, Justice for Liz, on this. I think this kind of hits home with everybody because here's a young woman, married 5 years, goes out and does what a lot of people do on a weekend and gets ready to set up for a garage sale on a Friday morning, not even 7 a.m., and is gunned down in her driveway before you could blink an eye. And still, to this date, hasn't been solved. And it just kind of hits home with everybody.
Yeah, this was January 25th, 2019, so the case isn't even a year old.
No.
Harris County Sheriff's Office working this hard.
They're working
They've had
feverishly.
tips come in on this because of that surveillance video. When you first saw that video, what did you think?
My first thought initially was I was watching an episode of The Sopranos. I mean, you look at it, here's someone who parks in a truck, and at the time we thought it was a female, but now we don't know whether it was a male or a female right now, who just runs out, has maybe a sentence to say, turns around and shoots Elizabeth, not once, not twice, not 30, but 4 times, doesn't take anything. So there's no robbery.
Right, they said robbery was not the
Nothing,
motive.
not the motive, and then runs back in and drives off. That was it. It was such a premeditated hit to me that was just so precisely done. And first of all, how did you even know that there was a garage sale?
She didn't really advertise.
It wasn't put out there.
But wasn't posting signs or talking
there wasn't
about it
anything
on
on there was nothing in the
Right.
neighborhood association. So how could you even have known that to begin with? And just the cold, callous, premeditated nature of it. I feel I've gotten to know Bob and Rosemary, and of course I know Sergio, the husband. I've gotten to know him over the last, and just some of the nicest, down-to-earth people I have ever dealt with in almost 30 years of being a victim advocate.
Married for 5 years,
They were
getting ready to celebrate their 5th anniversary.
This is what they were doing the garage sale for, to take a trip.
Yeah.
And I mean, you think about Elizabeth, and you also think about her husband Sergio. They were such giving people. I mean, when you look back, and Bob was showing me all the pictures of her dressed up in the Star Wars.
Yeah, she was a huge Star Wars fan.
Star Wars, which is why we have then Justice, for Liz right here, going out and meeting with sick kids dressed as stormtroopers or other, Star Wars character. I mean, there's not one person that has any bad thing to say about Liz. Nothing. And that's what makes this so perplexing.
And at Crime Stoppers, there's a $20,000 reward. And the neat thing about that, it came from the Peter Mayhew Foundation.
Yeah, we got reached out to because of Elizabeth's connection with Star Wars, and apparently she knew Peter Mayhew from some ad comic conventions that they all meet up at. And so they took an interest in this case, and we got contacted by the Peter Mayhew Foundation, and they pitched in an additional $15,000. So now there's an up to $20,000 reward for any information leading up to the arrest of a suspect or suspects in the murder. This is a tough time for the family. It's a tough time for Bob, Rosemary, Sergio. This is their first holidays without Liz.
Yeah, the holidays can be so tough for so many of these families that we work with, where there's a case where they're still waiting for justice. What does Crime Stoppers do this time of year to reach out to those families?
Well, we're having a 25th annual memorial tree ceremony. We've been doing this now, it'll be 25 years, on December 14th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., which is a Saturday at Crime Stoppers of Houston. We have a tree that's decorated with ornaments and pictures of homicide victims. So surviving family members of homicide attend this ceremony. They place their personalized ornaments and pictures of their loved ones on a tree, which remain on display at Crime Stoppers throughout the holiday season. And it kind of lets everybody know that they're not forgotten about. Holiday seasons are tough. There's a table missing, a plate missing, there's a seat missing. And this is a way that we like to get everybody together, let them know that there's people that truly care about them. So if you hadn't already participated in this event, we're asking you to bring your own picture of personalized ornaments. We have cartons full upstairs from those who have already placed their ornaments.
Wow, and Elizabeth's family told me they will be participating. This
will be their first time.
Is important to them,
yes.
to honor Liz and to let the community know that they are still fighting for justice.
Well,
for her.
grief is intensified when justice is lacking. And right now, sadly, justice is lacking for Liz and her family and so many other families as well.
Well, thanks, Andy, for being here to discuss the case with us. We want to hear from you. We want you to watch our story. And if you have a question about the case or if you notice something, again, $20,000 reward.
$20,000 reward.
At Crime
and
Stoppers.
We need help from the public because the public is our eyes and ears out there. And we know somebody knows something. So it's time to step up to the plate.
Thanks, Andy.
You bet.